I gotta figure out this mic thing. This is crazy new technology.
Why are you gonna swipe on the camera?
Just press the button. Are we live? Audio is fantastic. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. To all our people across the world. Welcome. This is the unstuffy part of the orientation. Well, Raider night, not orientation, and we will get to that. You will have to sign up for new student orientation. The experience can be fun if you make it fun. It can be boring if you make it boring. So it's like 2 hours. 2.5 hours long. It just discusses this stuff really in depth, in detail of what we're going to cover. So first off, congratulations on becoming Raiders and getting scholarships to a collegiate athletic program. That's pretty cool. First question I want to ask, what do you guys think a student athlete is? Somebody, anybody. I could tell it was a lively crew upstairs. I could tell everybody just wanted to jump in. But what is a student athlete to you guys? Somebody, anybody. Go for it. Student first, athlete second. And it's absolutely true. And it's one thing, fortunate enough for myself, I'm in this position now. I've made all the mistakes you can make getting here, right? I came through out of high school. Athletics was my drive, my motivation, and academics was second. So I put myself behind. I missed out on scholarships out of high school. I got into junior college, and I slacked off my freshman year of junior college, and I put myself in a really big hole for my sophomore year, and ended up missing out on Division I scholarships after my sophomore year of college too, and had them there. And so it was just really frustrating because I was an athlete student. Athletics came first. Academics came second, right? And that was my personality. That was the type of person I was. And it took me until really like my junior year of college to figure it out, right? Why was I there? How many people really go on to play professional sports? And after you make it to professional sports, how many people really get paid to where they don't have to work another job for the rest of their life? Not very many people. So how many of you all want to go on and play after your 2 years? Who wants to play at a 4-year? Couple. So, and that just depends. Year to year, it differs. So the main thing here, now you guys know. So we got a bunch of student athletes in the building, right? So it's going to be really important to hit the ground running. Don't wait until your sophomore year to pick it up. Don't come in. It can be really easy to get caught in like the social aspects of becoming a student for the first time, getting away. You get freedom. You're not in high school. And all of a sudden grades start to slack off. So hopefully we won't have to worry about that for many of y'all. The NWAC GPA requirements is a 2.0 GPA. Again, going off of what I was just talking about, 2.0 minimum. Hopefully nobody's striving for that, right? Hopefully none of you guys are like myself, and I'm like, oh, that's C's, right? We're good. If I just get a bunch of C's, I'm eligible. If you do plan on transferring to a university, 2.5 is the minimum GPA that you can transfer to a university with. With that being said, all the coaches that call me from D1 programs looking to recruit baseball players, first question they ask me is, what's the GPA? Well, I'm like, hey, he's a 2.7. He works hard. Okay. And the next thing they say to me is, we don't have that kind of athletic money or to give you a big scholarship, right? So you need over a 3.2 to really get into that academic scholarship money. And so the 2.5, that allows you to transfer, but it better be to a program that has a lot of athletic money available. So just something to keep in mind. Over the past few years, our athletic department has really been kind of stepping up with the GPAs, with the grades. Things have been getting better. I'm going to introduce Travis in a minute with the student support services, with the tutoring center. Really, there's a lot of resources available for you guys to be successful here. So with that being said, Travis Goodwin.
All right. All right. Maybe. Got me up here looking all crazy. Like you said, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Travis. I'm representing the academic support services here. Like Kevin touched on, he asked y'all the question, what is a student athlete? You know, student first, athlete second. With the academic support services, we're here to help you achieve and go beyond the requirements that are needed here to be a student athlete. We're here to help you with your classes, basically just anything that you would need help with as far as academic support. We have different programs that we'll get into once you come for the orientation. You'll get more in depth with that. I don't want to bore you right now with that because you're here just to get the bare bones, building your structure to become a student athlete here at Pierce College. And that's basically any questions dealing with support services. Oh, also, I just want to let you know something that once you meet your coaches that they will set guidelines for you to attend certain number of hours at the tutoring center. So that is a requirement for you to be eligible to participate. If not, you'll just have some consequences coming your way. So just take pride in being a student athlete here and utilize all services that are being given to you to help you be successful here to move on to the next level. All right? And always go Raiders. All right, thank y'all.
You want to give them a quick rundown of just like SI tutoring, one-on-one tutoring? What services the tutoring center offers up there?
Oh, okay. Well, we have different types of tutoring sessions. Like Kevin said, we have appointment. We're trying something new this quarter where we're doing group appointments with more 2 to 3 students in a group to build that cohesion with the students, to help them teach each other and have the tutor there as, say, like a backup, just in case the students don't understand anything. We have drop-in where we have every subject almost covered throughout the day. We open up at 8, we close at 7 in the evening. So you can come in anytime before practice, after practice. If you have a early afternoon practice, you can come in, still get help. Same with appointments. Appointments are throughout the whole day if you come in and want to schedule an appointment from 8 to 7 at night. We have SIs, supplemental instructors that sit in classes. We have a couple that sit in pre-college level classes, and the rest are in college level classes. We have embedded tutoring as well, that it kind of works the same as a SI, but it's less structural than the SI. We also have e-tutoring, where you can get tutoring online if you come here, you have a job, and you have to go right after practice to go to work, you can just jump on etutoring.org and get help that way as well. So we're well-rounded to work around your schedule to help you out be successful. All right?
How much does this cost them?
Anybody got a clue how much it costs? Say what?
It's free.
Exactly. It's free. So why not utilize free? You know, just saying, can't beat free. So hopefully I'll probably be the one seeing y'all again once everybody comes in and y'all have the big meeting with all incoming student athletes. Y'all are still doing it in the gym this time like last time? No? Okay. Well, I'll probably give y'all a rundown again about the Academic Support Tutoring Center and all the services that we offer. All right? So no questions? No other questions? Somebody got to have a question.
They don't.
Wow. All right. Well, thank y'all for y'all time. I got one clap. That's it. That's one clap. That's all right. Slow clap. Build it up.
All right. I'm back. So with Tutoring Center, mandatory 5 hours. Most of the coaches, it's a mandatory 5 hours a week. We do that not to burden you guys. It gives you an opportunity to really get in and prove it. I know with my team, coaches can do it different with the baseball team. If they carry a 3.5 GPA through the first 2 quarters, there's no more tutoring for them. They're good. They've proven that they don't need it. They've proven that they can get the job done without doing the tutoring. And most of those guys, they still go in and do it. They still get their hours in. I know when I went through, tutoring was kind of it was like one of those things, like you just didn't want to ask for help. Like you struggled in a class, and I never wanted to ask for help. I was like too prideful or something to like actually go get a tutor, which was crazy to me. Like looking back on it now, it was absolutely crazy that I didn't utilize that. Like it's free. It's free for you guys. And the other thing we'll do is I do grade checks every 2 weeks with my guys. Hopefully all the coaches are going to be doing the same thing. My guys know right up front, if anybody gets caught lying or cheating on a grade check, they're automatically dismissed from the program. Okay? It's not a scare tactic. It's a fact of I'm giving the grade checks in order to find out who's struggling in a class. Right? I don't get excited. People don't get rewards for having 4.0s or whatever. I'm looking for the students that are doing poorly in a class. If anybody has under a C in any class or a C or less in any class, they automatically go get tutoring for that class. For me, looking at that, I think it's really beneficial. So hopefully my guys know if they turn in a grade check and they've got bad grades, they're not going to get in trouble. Right? I'm not going to go run them until they throw up. It's not going to be one of those situations. I need to know, right? I would rather know right now than 1 week before the quarter gets over, and now there's nothing we can do about it. Okay? So it's just a safeguard to try to protect you guys from doing poorly in a class and hopefully helping people that might not ask for the help on their own. Okay? So that's the Tutoring Center, Student Support Services. I know Duncan asked the question up there, how many of you guys have applied to the college? I didn't really pay attention. Do we have any applicants applied? Okay, you better get on that. They might not accept you. Just kidding. You'll get accepted. Okay, you pay your $25, they'll accept you, I promise. But get on there as soon as you can, apply to the college, pay the $25. What that does is it generates a student number for you. Once the student number is generated for you, then you can go about taking your Compass test. You can register for classes. You get a RAT code generated. What a RAT code is a registration access code. Those change every quarter. Okay? So the first quarter you come in, you'll have a registration access code. You'll be able to register for classes with that code. Okay? As soon as that registration closes, that registration number goes away. Why do you think that registration number would go away? Huh? Right. And why would that be a problem to just go use it the next quarter? Then you wouldn't have to see who? This guy, right? So it changes every quarter so that you're forced to go see your advisor so that we can make sure that you're on track. The worst thing that happens is when, that's great. Classy right there, guys. Sorry. So the worst thing that can happen is hello, welcome. As you could get done, you could register for your first 4 quarters on your own, 5 quarters. All of a sudden you get to the end of your degree, you think you've nailed it, you did it all, you looked online, you thought you had it, and all of a sudden you put your request in for graduation and they send you something back and says, you're 15 credits short of your AA degree, right? Because you took a class that was a general elective instead of a social science, or something could happen. So it's just a safeguard. The registration access codes change every quarter. So apply to the college, get your student number generated, and then we can go from there. So the NSO, I'm going to start walking through some of the stuff online right now, kind of get you guys familiar with your homepage. Let me go ahead and turn that volume off there. So when we go to the homepage, this is it. This is what you guys want to get used to. You want to go on here. You want to mess around, see what links are where. But the first one for you guys that's getting started right here, new students. Okay? These are kind of the things that we just went over upstairs really quick. But admissions, I just talked about applying. So once you've applied, the next thing was the FAFSA. Really important that you guys do your financial aid. Get that taken care of now. I think May 31st was the deadline for that. Make sure you've done it by then for early. Because what happens is the money won't come in time for the fall. So at that point, then you're going to have to pay and hopefully get reimbursed if you did qualify for financial aid at that time. Not necessarily a huge deal. We do have a tuition installment plan. What that does is it breaks up your tuition into 3 payments throughout the quarter. So a lot of times what happens is if you didn't meet that early registration date, it comes in after the quarter started, but you've only made 1 payment. So it's like a $300-400 payment that you made, and then you get reimbursed for that before you had to pay the other installment plans. So that's the financial aid part. Compass test. Has anybody taken the Compass test? Couple? 3? Nice. Awesome. I would encourage you guys to take the Compass test as soon as possible, especially if you aren't in math this quarter or in high school right now, right? If you're not taking it your senior year. Yep.
I took the Compass test last year, so I'm a freshman at Olympic College right now.
Okay.
So do I have to retake it?
Have you taken math or English?
I've taken English 101, not math yet.
So if you've taken English, yes, we can use that. If you have not taken math and we're over 12 months since you took the test, you're going to have to retake the math portion of that. If any of you take the Compass test at a other institution, make sure you bring the printout to me in our advising meeting, okay, before we register for classes, okay? You took it, it's not a system that every college is linked to, so you could have taken it at Olympic College, you took the Compass test, it will not show up in Pierce College's Compass system, okay? And they do not enter scores. Like if you were to bring that sheet to our testing center, they will not enter those scores into our system, okay? The fact is it costs $15 to take the Compass test. They want everybody that's taking the Compass test here, right, that scores are going in the system to take it through Pierce College. The other thing is they say you can only take it twice at an institution, or they say you can only take it twice in a year, okay? The misconception on that is you could take it more than twice. Say you took it at Pierce twice. You couldn't take it a 3rd time at Pierce in that 12-month period. But you could go to Green River and take it. Or you could go to Bellevue and take it again. And it might be one of those things where maybe the first time, maybe you haven't taken math in a couple years. You did really good in high school algebra, but it's been a while since you had algebra. And you do poorly on the test. You place into pre-college level math. You study a little bit. You go take it again, and maybe you're just a couple points short, but you've already taken it twice. It might be worth going to another institution and taking it a 3rd time. So that's the Compass test. That's kind of the breakdown on that. It is really important to get that taken care of, because once you meet with me, I'm not going to give you a registration and access code until you have taken the Compass test. So you will not be registering for classes through Pierce until you've taken the Compass test. That is another safeguard, because we've had students in the past that were like myself, that hated math, that weren't very good at math, and wanted nothing to do with it, so they put it off as long as possible. And then what happens is you don't get your associate's degree because of it. Or you were on pace for getting it in 2 years, but it's going to take you another 3 quarters to get to college level math, or 2 quarters to get to college level math. So really important taking the compass test. And then once you've done all that, we will, at that point, once you've completed all those steps, 1 through 4 up there, now we can meet and register for classes. During our one-on-one advising sessions, it's usually an hour block. That's when we really get into your degree plan, what you're pursuing, what you want to study at the 4-year, kind of just career pathways. And so we'll go through the degree plan, we'll go through an ed plan that I'm going to give you here in a little bit. So that is the getting started portion. So back to the home page. Okay. On the home page, if you scroll down to the bottom, you've got these little tabs on here. These are your tabs. These are this is where you're going to go. So the My Portal, you click on that, it brings you the student login. Luckily, I already put one of my students' logins in here. That was cool. And we're in. So we're all going to be Colton Barnes for right now. Okay, this is your My Pierce portal. This is where you're going to go on. The first thing you need to do when you get into your portal. Going back to that, I just skipped this step, sorry. You're going to use your student ID number that you're going to get once you apply, and they generate that student ID number for you. And then your PIN's going to be your birthday in the 222 format. So 2 for the month, 2 for the day, 2 for the year. Okay, and that'll be your original password. You can go back and change that once, but that'll be your default password to get into your portal. Once in your portal, you can change your inquiry PIN right here. Student emails, what you're going to want to set up first. This is important. This is the way each quarter I'm going to contact you with registration times, right? So each quarter, about 2 weeks to 3 weeks prior to the first day of registration, you'll get an email. Those weeks will be advising weeks. That's when you will set your advising sessions, appointments up with me. After the first one's like an hour. After that, sometimes they're as quick as 5 minutes, okay? Because if somebody's really dialed in on their educational plan, their degree plan, they've already got their classes picked out when they come see me. Pretty much I'm just checking it off, giving you your registration access code, and sending you on your way. That's what makes it really easy. But you won't know when to sign up for appointments with me if you don't check your student email. The other thing is, if anybody using financial aid, anybody plan on using financial aid in here? Okay, so there's a few. All financial aid, when they send out information to you, will all go through your student email address. Okay, so really important. I don't know how many times I've heard it from people. Oh, financial aid never contacted me. I never heard from them. I'm like, you check your student email? Nope. And then they go check their student email, and they've got 10 messages where they forgot to sign one of the forms on their financial aid, and it never got processed. So really important to check that student email. Okay? Now getting into registration, scheduling. There's some different, you're going to do all that. You can do all that through here. The educational planner is one of them. My boy Colton has done really good. He put his stuff in already. Greg knows him. Our volleyball coach knows him. He's a good guy. On top of things, he's going to get a good scholarship with some academic money. So when you go in here to the educational plan, what this allows you to do is kind of plan out all your classes for each quarter through the 2 years that you're going to be here. I will pass out a form here in a little bit that is the paper one of the same thing. Everybody is required to take College 110. Okay? That is a requirement, college graduation requirement. At this time, it's a college seminar class. It's a 3-credit class that covers time management, different study skills in order to be successful in college. It's like a freshman seminar for a 4-year university, and almost every university has that. So it is a transferable, it's a general elective. It will transfer with your associate's degree, so don't panic there. But one of the assignments in that class will be your ed plan. So hopefully we'll be ahead of the curve there. You'll be all done, and you can just turn that in at that time. Scheduling. So on here, this is what you really want to get familiar with, is the e-schedule. All right, so we are going to use, what sport are you guys here to play? Fast pitch? Are you planning on attending the Puyallup campus? Awesome. So when you go on the e-schedule here, there's a bunch of different tabs that you can select. So the first one, we're going to go, well, I need to register. I'm going to sign up for the Puyallup campus. Click on the location, Puyallup. Subject areas, we're going to leave it open. We want to see what classes are available. And I want to make sure that I'm taking a GTE right away. So I'm just going to search GTEs right now. So once you click on that, you hit search. One of the things when classes start to fill up, which is going to be really important, is include tab, the closed classes. You're going to want to unclick that because classes fill up rather quick, and it'll be frustrating because you'll see a class that looks like it's available and all of a sudden it's closed. So it takes away all the closed classes right away. So this is what pops up. There's a course description. It gives you the course number for all the different courses, and then there's a little course description underneath. Okay? When you're going through, say right now I want a GTE. I'm really interested in sign language. There's an 8 o'clock one and an 11 o'clock one. So the first thing, and they're both closed. Imagine that. So if we unchecked the box, they wouldn't have showed up. I wouldn't have wasted my time there. So 122, because I already took 121, so I'm going to go to 122 now. You always want to click on the details, okay? And then you always want to check the top right. This is what shows you where these are going to fit, okay? Whether it's in humanities, a social science, a natural science. You can click on the tabs. It'll tell you how many classes, seats available. There's 1 seat left for the spring quarter. Registration's already passed. But it'll tell you, and if it gets down to 1, you know you better hustle. Anything less than 5, you probably want to register for that class right then. Let me back out of here real quick. How many people in here know what they want to study? How many of you guys really know what you want to study at the 4-year level? You have your majors in mind. Okay. There's two different pathways at the junior college that you can use. We have direct transfer agreement, AAs, that transfer on directly to the universities. We also have our professional technical degrees, which are like pre-nursing, dental hygiene, vet tech. I think that is it. What are some of the ones you guys are wanting to study? What are you looking to do? What do you want to be when you grow up? A nurse, nursing? So you're planning on going to our nursing program? Sports med? Dental hygiene? Dental hygiene? Law. Who has no idea what they want to do? They're at college and they're going to figure it out. Yes. You guys, that's where I was. Well, that's what our general AA is for. That's what it was created for. That's why we take all of them. So I'm going to pull that up really quick. So if you go to the home page under academics, you can pull up all of them. You can pull up our professional technical degree. So if you want to pull up the nursing information or the vet tech or the dental hygiene, you can pull all those up through there. I'm just going to go straight to the university transfer degrees. And I'm just going to use Colton Barnes. Came in here, had no idea what he wanted to do. So we're going to check on the Associate of Arts degree. We just click on the worksheet right here. Okay. Why this is cool is this shows you exactly which, it's just a checklist. And this is what we work off of. It's extremely easy, but it's really easy to make mistakes. That's where the little yellow tabs on the e-schedule that I was just showing you are going to come in really handy, because some of them might sound like they're one thing. Like we have anthropology classes that are, some of them fit in humanities or social sciences, and then we have one that's a natural science. So there's been a couple cases where students have taken that natural science thinking they were going to fill their social science, and when they go to graduate, they had 4 natural sciences and only 2 social sciences. So how this works is English 101. That's mandatory for everyone. Every degree that we offer, every program that we offer, English 101 is a mandatory requirement. Okay? And then you get one more option for the general AA. English 102 would be the next one to fill there. We also have a 107 and some other classes, journalism class, and some other things that fit. For transferring to universities, it's really important that you meet with me and we pick out the right one. And we have quantitative skills. You need 5 credits in quantitative skills, right? What do you guys think quantitative skills are? Math. Dreaded math. That is it. 5 credits of college level math. Okay? So, let's say you take the Compass test tomorrow. You test into Math 54. Math's just not your thing. You're a lot like me. So, you would need to take Math 54, Math 96. Neither one of those would count towards your 90 credit count towards your AA. Okay? They don't start counting until they get over 100 level. All right? So, if you do place into a remedial class, which it's like 70% of our students in the college, it might even be higher than that, place in either English, remedial English, or math, one of the two. And so, that sounds pretty good there. My number's flawless. So, really, really important that if you do place into those remedial, and maybe you go through the Compass test next week. You find out that you placed into Math 96. Well, if you want to get on track for the fall, take that Math 96 right away. Take it in the summer. Get enrolled early. Take it in the summer. I know it doesn't sound fun. Right? Take a morning class, be done. You'll have your whole day, summer days. It'll be awesome. Okay? But then you come in and you'll be ready for Math 107 or Math 141 or 146, pre-calculus or statistics or whatever it's going to be, math and society. You'll be ready to take that college level class and get it out of the way right away. You don't have to put it off for a year and a half. You don't have to put it off for 2 years. Okay? So humanities, it's like your art, your drama classes, journalism, foreign languages, they all fit in your humanities. You've got to have 3 of them, 15 credits worth. Social sciences, psychology, sociology, history, business, all kinds of them fit in there. Natural sciences, that's biologies and chemistries and physics and all the fun stuff. Environmental science and oceanography and astronomy. There's a ton of them, a ton of different ways that you can go in the natural sciences. You have to have one of those 15 credits has to have a lab attached to it. So, and then we have our general transferable electives, and here's where things get tricky, because they didn't come up with a really cool name for the general transferable electives and the general electives. So students get confused when they take a general elective compared to a general transferable elective. The general transferable electives are really important. Okay? The general electives are just anything over 100 level class. Okay? So it's something to really keep in mind. Anything over 100 level class will fit in general electives. Okay? For general transferable electives, pretty good rule of thumb, just take anything that would fit in the top categories. Okay? Any of the classes that you had taken, any of the subjects, disciplines that you had taken in the top categories, take that. That will fit your general transferables. So, and then if you get confused on what fits where, you can go to the back of this sheet. It's awesome. Fantastic. It shows you all the classes that fit in each one. So you'll know. There should be no mistakes on that. Questions? No questions. Yes, questions.
Okay, so when I applied for the college, it didn't make me pay a fee or anything. Like everyone's like, yeah, some people, I don't know what they're talking about because it didn't cost me anything.
So
that I applied.
So you applied online,
Yeah.
and what happens sometimes is the tab doesn't come up for the payment, and we've had a lot of your information's there, but they won't process it until the $25 is paid. So they have your information right now, but they won't process a student ID number for you until they get that $25 payment. So you could check with cashiering in person at either campus and just have them look it up for you and pay at that time, or go back online and try to resubmit the payment. So.
So I got an email and it said that I didn't pay my $25 fee.
Yeah.
I did.
Do you have a receipt?
Yes.
So if you have a receipt for it, yes, take it to cashiers and say, here's my receipt, I applied. Please put me in the system and generate a student number for me. So, can you, one of you guys pass out one at each of those 3 to everybody so that they have it right now? So we got fast pitch, we got soccer, 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 soccer. Soccer?
Soccer. Thank you.
So soccer's in the house. And then we got some, and volleyball. And no baseball. No baseball. They're in season right now. Online, what do we got? Let's sport across the world. Who's watching? Yeah, and one of those two, just so they can have it. So pull out right now, pull out the ed plan sheet. And then right next to it, I want you to set your degree plan. So put them right next to each other, right in front of you. So the degree planning sheet and the educational planning sheet. All right. They're out. Are you confused? Are you confused and need help? All right, so I'm giving you guys these to take home today. What I would love for you to do is go through the courses and try to pick out some. Go through the course descriptions, and you can find the course descriptions on the e-schedule if you search it that way, or you can go to the online catalog, and you can pull up all the course descriptions are in the back of the catalog. Okay. Before our advising meeting, I would love for you to fill this out of what classes you want to take, that you would like, that you really want to take, and then leave the ones that you're not sure about blank, right? But I know some of you probably have some classes or prerequisites that you need to take, right? So with pre-nursing is going to be a different one. You want to go on there and pull the pre-nursing one in the same, under that university transfers, okay? And we'll talk more in depth, not a problem. But then once you've filled that out, now I want you to go through and plan out your first 3 quarters of what you want to take. It's probably not going to be what you end up taking, okay? I want you to do it because then it's easier for me just to go through now. I can look at it and say, wow, you did fantastic. That looks great. Or I can say, we probably won't want to take biology, chemistry, and math 146 in the same quarter. Right? So that's what we'll talk about at that point. So, and that's why this is important, to balance it out. So maybe there's a humanities course or something a little bit less challenging to take with some challenging courses. So are there any questions, just looking at this off top, are there any questions that you would have about it? Greg, you got any questions?
No, I'm good.
You're good? You're solid?
This is all for my kid, too.
That's it. I mean,
He's been coming, so I gotta make sure I get all this stuff down.
unreal.
He'll
Unbelievable.
be in the tutoring center.
Good. No questions? Okay, yes?
What if we were to take American Honors Program?
Yeah. So American Honors Program, we'll need to meet. We'll meet.
Okay.
We'll talk a little bit, in depth, a little farther. All right, I'm going to throw something else out here real quick for the compass test. Is anybody in pre-calculus right now in high school? Right now? Was it over a year ago? Is it going to be over a year when you get here?
Yes. But I'm in calculus now.
And you're taking calculus right now? Okay, perfect. So if you take pre-calculus or calculus in high school in your senior year and you get a B or better, we can use that instead of the compass test result.
You just don't take the AP test.
Yes. So with the AP scores, if you take a math, there's other maths. If you take an AP class and you take the test, then it's automatic. We use that. If you take the AP test, at that point, what we can do is actually get credits. So if you take the AP test, you've got to score 3 or above. Yeah. AP stats, same thing. If you take the test, you've got to have a 3 or above. If you just take it, I believe it's a B. I'd have to look again. So, any other questions?
Is that the same with literature or English?
If you take the AP?
Yeah.
I don't believe so. I'll have to check. You would have to take it for college level credit, I believe.
So if I take the AP test.
Yeah, and you score 3 or above, then if it's the same composition course. So, any other questions? No questions? Well, that is it. We will go back upstairs. When we get upstairs, I'm going to have you guys, I do have my schedule with me to sign up if you guys know when you want to sign up for an advising appointment. Once you've completed steps 1 through 4. All right, world, I'm out.
I get your emails all the time. I want them on him too. Hey, my kid took a couple steps last year to do running starts. You have to take it again.
When did you take it?
Last year. So it wasn't this year, it was last year.
I know, but was it?
Yeah, it was junior year.
Did he not? He never took the classes.
Yeah.
He'll have to take it.
I
It
am-
shouldn't be that big a deal.
He's in math now, but so he's smart. Except I just messaged him like, do you know your SID and your PIN number? No. Really?
Come on, bro.